Very few people would fail to notice the two towering structures that rise above the rooftops as they walk or drive up or down Mill Lane in Teignmouth. One is a statue named the Statue of Honour, and the other is a homeless mermaid that well-known local artist Mike Nance once envisaged placing on Sandy Point. The powers that be knocked back his dream for the mermaid more than a decade ago, and Mike is now looking to raise £300,000 in sponsorship to put the Statue of Honour in Torquay, where the idea has been greeted with enthusiasm. The Tinmothian visited Mike, and this is what he had to say. When did this statue start? When did it all start? What year?
Oh.
5 years ago, 10 years ago?
1983, I think, I had the idea.
And when did you start building it?
I think probably that year. And I made a huge mould, 25 feet tall, like a Statue of Liberty, but it was horrible. And I broke it up. And then over the years I've made life-size models and doing different designs, and the early ones had torches, but they were too much near the Statue of Liberty style. But this one, with the plaque and her hand on her hip, everything went together, and the robes looked very good on it. So.
Okay, and what is the idea behind it?
Well, it was inspired by a little book called The Way to Happiness, and it's a non-religious book. It's a moral code, but it's based wholly on common sense, and I think it's 77 million gone out now in 94 languages.
Where does the statue fit into this?
Well, she's holding this plaque which says your honesty and self-respect contribute to a safe and happy environment, and that wording I try to condense in as few words as possible what I feel the book represents.
And where would you like to see the statue placed? What are your plans for it?
Well, I've had a good look around, and the perfect spot really is Corbin Head, Torquay. But I need to get a sponsor first, and the mayor's written to me and said when you've got a sponsor to come back and see him. I mean, you still have to get planning permission, but and the statue will be on a walk-around pedestal, so the whole thing will be 42 feet high.
Wow.
And people will be able to go up on the walk-around pedestal and look down on the bay. And it would be ideal, the cruise ships coming in, they'll see the statue there, Peyton.
Wow. Now, you wanted it for Teignmouth originally, didn't you?
No, not the Statue of Honour, no, it was a mermaid statue. Originally.
That was a different one, a mermaid.
Yeah.
And what was the story behind the mermaid?
Well, I really wanted the mermaid as a sort of stepping stone to the other statue.
Right.
And get a bit of practice in. And that sort of evolved, and she's called the Statue of Make-Believe. It's sitting on a magic rock with carvings of Merlin the magician, fairies, a unicorn, and Aladdin's lamp and a genie.
Very much what children would love.
Yes. And beside the lamp there would be an inscription saying, find a smooth pebble, rub it on Aladdin's lamp, make a wish, then bury the pebble in the sand.
Lovely.
Now I think that'd be mega for tourism. Kids would love that.
And how much interest has there been in it, in Teignmouth itself?
Oh, well, overwhelming. I did a quick survey of the traders, and 85 traders, 80 said yes, 5 said no. And the 5 said no, you could see they're living very sad lives.
I don't know that we can say that, or
No.
Of course we can. Of course we can.
Yeah.
What would need to happen for the mermaid to be put in Teignmouth? Whereabouts in Teignmouth did you envision putting it?
The only place really is on the sandy point, and the there's no heavy seas come across there, but at high spring tide you get a wash across there, so it will look really good with the sea around it. And the other support is there's been 23 letters in the paper, people wanting it, and there was the petition went in. There was 1,300 and something.
Why did you need a petition, Mike?
Well, Juicy Cancers wanted to stop it, and one of the councillors, I can't think of his name now. Anyway, one of the councillors that was supporting it, he said this statue is worth hundreds of thousands of pounds to the town, and they turned it down.
That was the town council?
Yeah.
Has it been to Teignbridge?
And been Teignbridge, yeah, Teignbridge as well.
And they turned it down too?
But I've got planning permission twice for it, because even though you got planning permission, you still got to get permission from the council.
And so it's a case of people telling Teignbridge that this is what they want?
Well, I think that the petitions show it pretty clear.
How long ago was the petition?
Well, it must be I put the mould of the Mermaid on the chimney pot in protest 12 years ago after they refused it, and it's been there ever since. And
so 12 years have passed, and the Mermaid is now sitting in a rooftop.
It's been sitting there 12 years.
As opposed to down in the sandy point.
And it's fine with the neighbours. That the only comment I've had was somebody put a note through my letterbox some years ago saying, "I hope you realise the pleasure your mermaid gives us all."
Lovely. How much sponsorship do you need for the statue?
Less than 300,000 to make the whole thing, I'm sure. Pedestal and the statue.
Right. And
Statue of Honour, that is.
And the Mermaid, what size would the Mermaid be on the point?
Well, the Mermaid's 13 feet long, and the rock pedestal that you have to make, I think this would be about 18 feet high. So it'll be pretty big as well.
Right. Okay. And would you need sponsorship for that too?
Be fantastic if I got that. But I don't know what, I haven't sort of figured out a price for that, because it's on the beach, we'd have to sink a pylon down, a girth down, to make sure, in case, with global warming, whether they're going to get any heavy seas eventually.
Thanks, Mike.